Welcome in, everybody. Just trying to get them going here. So today's energy's rather, I don't know. Somebody's definitely something in the air. I'm gonna tell you that much. And quite frankly, I'm a little disgusted. The energy I'm picking. And quite frankly, I'm a little disgusted. Welcome in, Sky Viking. Welcome in, Captain. Welcome in, Princey. Welcome in, Sky Viking. Welcome in, Captain. So, you have to really, anytime you have these energies or these emotions or whatever come over you, you kind of really got to question. Well, you don't kind of, but you should question it. Because if there's any envy or any jealousy lurking, it's almost evident that there's going to be some sort of projection from somewhere. Someone's regretting using this equinox. I don't know why the equinox, but the equinox could be significant. But somebody's killed for using this eclipse with magic. Because they tried to manifest something and it backfired. Meanwhile, this was a moon to rebuke and banish. I've been riddled with emotion all day. And my overall experience has been calm, very, very cool, collected. And, you know, my roomie, they're a beautiful soul, so, you know, they're not contributing to this emotion. I know that. We're on very good terms. And I'm kind of disgusted with the news across the world. And I know the divine is, and the angels are extremely upset right now, and so are the ancestors. These think that they have control of the world. And I'll tell you right now, it couldn't be further from the truth. It's the illusion that they have control, that they have it all figured out, that they know what they're doing. And a lot of them are just going out of their pants. There's a huge deception, and there's definitely a darkness trying to prevail. I'm being told Judgment Day is upon us. And the judgment will be within our minds and our hearts. It will not be a reality. Because this is a spiritual war. It's a war over your soul. And the darkness thinks that it has the upper hand. When I started my predictions last year, I said that the framework of the earth and the way we look at the earth is going to change. The way we look at people, different institutions. Within our minds and our hearts, it will change. And for those that are just going with the status quo and just doing what they're told, what I'm hearing is they're going to sing judgment first. Because they're in compliance with the darkness and the divide. Earth was not made to be a battleground. Earth was made to be in a place for ascension. Because the energetic grids of the earth can hold many different frequencies with the crystalline within its body. We've been given certain things on this planet to help us sustain ourselves and to evolve a higher species, a higher consciousness. And there's a talk of the return and that Christ that they talk about that would be returning is returning within each and every single one of you. A lot of you have been called on to step into that energy, but you failed to show up. Christ was not meant to be worshipped. He was meant to be embodied. The archetype that Christ held within himself of light and of the angelic realm. He was an acting living portal for the divine. And this is why he made such an impact. But at that time, the world was not ready for him. The world was not ready for the revealing of the true destiny of Mother Earth, Mother Gaia. We weren't evolved enough. So many empires had risen and fallen prior to the flood. And some think that it was due to the flood that created that demise. But there was a great tribulation. a theft of knowledge. A theft of artifacts. And it's also a theft of consciousness because of the deception. And for a time, the world was taken over by darkness. It's 2 years I've been on this channel trying to help you elevate. Trying to allow you to help to see beyond the veil. To open your minds to the possibility that we all have the ability to be the magician. We all have the ability to be the healer, the carpenter, the seer. And quite frankly, all of us right here, right now, are in this time and place and in this moment for particular reasons. It's not for me to tell you what those reasons are. It's for you to search. It is that walk that you have with Jesus that will determine the future of your life and the future of your bloodline going forward. And this worship. It's about realizing that there was a divine light that guided him. And he will return in the eyes of his children. But it's not just him. We all have sovereign choice. The divine gave us a brain, gave us a heart, gave us discernment, gave us wisdom and knowledge. All you have to do is open your mind to act. And you do that through accessing your chakra points and clearing out any residue and stagnant energy that might have those energy centers blocked. And this is how you obtain nirvana. This is where you access the divine light. Many are called, but few have to walk that path. It's a lifelong path that presents itself to you. My earliest vows were at 5 and 6 years old. We all have that choice. It's whether or not we make that choice. It's absolutely exhausting. Because I put a lot of work in this channel. And it almost seems like no matter what I do, no matter what I focus on, no matter where I put my energy, somebody out there really wants me to think to myself that absolutely everything I touch turns to shit. But I know better than that. I know where I stand in my talents and my gifts. I know who I am. I've always known who I am. I am, I am, I am. And since my near-death experience in my car, I've been living out this sort of bittersweet miracle. Because although my gifts are heightening and getting stronger, I find so does the darkness. What I've asked of you in the years is not an easy ask. It's ultimately asking you to go back into your trauma and sit with it. To alchemize it, to empower you. And it's taken me 40 years to figure that out, with multiple different confirmations along the way. I know deep down in my I'm supposed to be living a very prosperous life. But I got some stingy clowns and Decepticons that decided to be and deceive me. All because they chose to stay in this light. They felt entitled to what was mine, what is mine. And some of them weren't even blood. Some of them weren't even family. And yet they felt entitled to what I have and what was mine, what had my name on it. And as I've been calling power, I find myself receiving visions. These visions are not nice. People are being haunted because of what they've done and what they know. Simply knowing. And they think by taking me out, at least trying to take me out, that is going to relieve them of their pain and their suffering. Because they feel that I'm the one throwing all of this karma. The divine told me I didn't have to lift a damn finger. All I had to do is surrender to the divine. So I surrendered. I made my vow. I made it wholeheartedly, within my authenticity and integrity and honesty within myself. And that is why I live. That is why I'm guided. That is why I'm guarded. And that is why I'm protected. This next message is not for anyone. This next message is specific to the karmic pieces of shit that choose to continuously lurk and show up at my channel here on YouTube. And almost every video, every second or every video that I post, they are thumbsing it down. And I've already been in contact with YouTube, I've been in contact with Google, and they tell me that it doesn't affect the algorithm and full of shit. And I've had up to 5 people dislike my videos. After work I put into this, you karmic pieces of shit, you still choose to spit in my face? The only time I dislike a video, okay, is when it's garbage. Trash. That's the only time I've ever unliked or disliked a video. Otherwise, I just keep scrolling. It's none of my business. If I don't necessarily like your live, keep scrolling. I move to another video. I don't take it upon myself to dislike your page. I do not take it upon myself to dislike your videos. There's a crotchy, stinky-ass motherfucking cunt, and yes, I said that thinks that she's funny by doing what she's doing, and she's only destroying herself. I know it's a feminine energy, and I know pretty well who it is. I can count on one hand how many people I know that it is. And she's been trying to destroy my channel since it started. It really shows what type of person you are. And it really shows that what I'm saying is clearly triggering you. to the point where you have to get other people to come in and dislike it too and gang up on me. I'm already being gang stalked. I've had every fucking job I've ever had sabotaged. I have a 6-page resume. And I'm not sitting here with no ego. It's taken me 40 years to actually have confidence in myself and self-worth. So anybody that's sitting there thinking that I'm talking with an ego, his ego's so big, can fuck right off. You can eat shit. Because if half of you even knew what I've been through in my life, the fact that I'm here talking to you right now is a fucking miracle. The fact that I can continue to be consistent. The fact that I keep day after day after day after day after day to open up my heart to bring you some sort of wisdom or some sort of guidance or messages. Stepping into my gifts, embracing and leaning into it. It's been my saving grace. It's the only thing really keeping me going right now. And then I got motherfuckers coming in on my channel and trying to destroy that. And you think you're godly? You think you're part of the seraphim? You put the... You're a disgrace. You're an absolute disgrace. And if anybody has an ego, it's you. And I know she's watching. I can feel her energy. It's really showing what type of a person you are. When you take money out of somebody's hand, take food out of somebody's mouth, and try to destroy someone, all because I friend-zoned you, all because I didn't want anything to do with your toxic piece of shit face, ass, whatever the fuck you want to call it. You're clearly not my type and you took it personal. Because you're a piece of shit. You're a toxic fucking narcissist. And you choose to destroy anybody and everybody that doesn't do what you want. Thank you, Sky. Very greatly appreciated. I'm getting to the point where maybe I'd come on here to YouTube anymore. But that's what they want. So that's why I keep showing up, collective. Showing up for you. I keep for my tribe. But they're even infiltrating my tribe. One person at a time. Thinking that they're clever. And even reporting my tribe way they get kicked out of my live. So a bunch of you, if you've been getting kicked out of the live, now you know why. And if you're getting reports on your profile for saying stupid shit, chances are YouTube isn't even reporting it. They're not even giving you information regarding it. To hold me responsible for what you're going through, Michael. Just because you're a member, because you're a supporter, because I care about you. I care about my members, I care about my subscribers, I care about my supporters. So they're trying to siphon off of care about. They're trying to bleed it dry. These Decepticons really think they're clever. This is clearly not your live groove. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're new, and chances are this is probably not your place to hang. And I have a feeling you're too young anyway. Sweet dreams, Sky. Thank you. Why are you still here, Groove? Hmm? Why are you still here? Spirit, please give us some help. Give us a confirmation. Give us a message that we need to hear right now. Somebody doesn't want, whoever this is, things are going to be revealed to you. You just need to stay focused and take action and keep moving forward. Continue being inspired, continue being consistent. Because everything taken from you is going to be returned, and there's a new stability coming in for you. Somebody's been doing all of this to keep you from your divine connection, trying to distract you from your divine connection. And by you continuing to move forward, and justice, it is bringing a tower. And I do believe this is going to open a portal to a new direction for you by standing in your truth. Somebody doesn't want you to walk away to calmer waters. And that is being revealed to you at this time. You're not going crazy, collective. You're not hopeless. People are making you look hopeless. People are trying to instigate and engineer a particular narrative. And by you standing in your truth, and by you continuing to be consistent, if you have to take a pause and reflect, do that. Spirit's got you. But they're trying to create a situation where the divine is betraying you. At all costs. They're thinking banding together with a bunch of people, thinking that that's going to bring you to your demise. Meanwhile, you're walking on the side of the divine. All the while they're trying to bring you to your demise. I guarantee you this, it will be your rise. But it will require you to find courage where you didn't feel you had any. Clear the fog and confusion. Trusting your own inner voice rather than the outer realms of distraction. Here talking to you till I'm blue in the face. And every single word that's come out of my mouth so far doesn't even matter. What matters is what you take away from it. What matters is where and I've done nothing but try to raise the frequency. Try to instigate some sort of a healing. Not only for myself, but for the world. Because I don't know about you, but I'm sick and tired of dealing with the bullshit. And the drama. And the tyranny. And this is why I show up. Yeah, I've lost some battles. I've lost quite a few. But come hell or high water, I will not lose this one. Collective, we've already won. Just by living our best life anyway, if it's in solitude, we've already won. The people around us, they can affect our reality, but they can't touch us. So I don't know about you, collective, but if you want to try to help me out, you can like and share my videos if you want. Try to beat out the algorithm and try to beat out these dislikes on my page. I've had to the number of 5 people show up, but I have a feeling it's the same person with 5 different accounts and disliking. But that number went from 5 down to 4, down to 3, down to 2, down to 1. Because I have a feeling these people, haters, are the same person. And I have a feeling this hater has had a couple of their profiles and their accounts rebuked and banished because of what they've done to other people. And I get this odd feeling that particular people are going to be receiving karma very soon, if not already, for doing certain things. This particular energy that I'm speaking on, I've done anything and everything in my power to forget about them because they're worthless to me. They're insignificant because of their attitude and because how they show up. And this is what makes them insignificant, because of their darkness in their heart and their soul. Their heart and soul is empty. But that's collective. But these particular individuals are trying to make it my problem. Over the past year, my revenue has dropped significantly. And yet here I sit, continuing to show up, continuing to be consistent. I like your thinking, Brandon. This is why I surrendered, not my fight. Even if I enlighten one soul at a time, I sleep well at night. If I can raise a spirit and a soul out of the pits of sadness, I've done my job for the day. Even just one person. The last year and a half, 2 years, I've had to call some shit out. Does that make me a bad person? Because I'm not out here defaming people. Okay? I'm out here recognizing that the darkness within them is being projected outwards to the world. And people are affected by it. And this is one of the main reasons why I talk about energy, rather than pointing the finger. Because unfortunately, name one of them, I would have to name every single one of them to be proper. And this is to talk on the energy. If my videos trigger you, it's to promote healing. Although it may feel uncomfortable, it is to help you to enlighten into healing and empowerment. Because although my words can be ruthless, I do my best to be as compassionate and as understanding as I can. But if you choose to be in that karmic energy, and you choose to do karma, and you choose to sabotage people's livelihoods, I don't have any sympathy for you. The ones that can be accountable and own up to their mistakes, the ones that choose to change course and move towards healing, I have mercy for you. Because you're doing the work. It's because you're making that choice within your own sovereignty. I'm not here to tell you what to do. Maybe I'm here to trigger some sort of healing. Maybe I'm here to enlighten and bring wisdom. maybe some clarity. But I'm not here to point people out. Talk about my ex, I might talk about my family, I might talk about ex-friends, different people that I've had come in and out of my life. There was always lessons with these experiences. But my art of detachment, the ability to cut people off so quickly, it does. It's still a very difficult thing for me to do. Because deep down in my heart, I have nothing but compassion and love for humanity. I'm just waiting for everybody to assimilate and start flying, straighten up and fly right. And it's like, it's almost as if groups of people are orchestrating that it all falls on deaf ears. Tell me, oh, Aiden, just get out of your head and go get a job. Go get a real job. Go make some money. Yeah. And when they told me that, I don't think I felt so gaslit in all of my life. Because the ones that go and tell me to get a job are only telling me to go get a job so that way they can sabotage it. If my friends and my family really fucking loved me, genuinely, and these are the ones I walked away from due to their toxic karmic bullshit, if they actually truly loved me and cared about me, they would have reached out by now. They would have apologized by now, had they been genuine. So, by them not showing up, by them not reaching out, the proof is in the pudding. Because I've tried reaching out. All I've been is gaslit and ring around a rosy. As if it doesn't even matter. And this is why I say the proof is in the pudding, Sheila, because you know what? They're basically showing themselves. They're telling on themselves. Because they don't want to show up and actually take accountability for themselves. They'd sooner scapegoat all the responsibility onto the ones that walk away from their bullshit. And had they not betrayed me, had they been genuine, I think my life would have been a whole lot different than what it is. Of constant struggle. Day after day after day after day after day. Infiltrating my jobs to the point where my supervisors would haze me. And literally get me to the point where I was snapping. And then bitch about my attitude. If I got $1 for every time I was gaslit, I'd be a billionaire. They've tried to have me in my emotions all day. And I find it odd, as soon as I pick the Palo Santo wood and I burn it, it's gone. It goes away. So I know it's not my energy. And somebody is in deep regret for getting snagged and pulled into the plot on my life. And one thing that I think is really disgusting is the fact we pay taxes for certain services and they're falling at the wayside. They say that they're in of humanity in one hand, and then they are detrimental to society in the other. It's like a double-edged sword. And people think that maybe Judgment Day is going to be where everybody's going to be judged. No. Judgment Day is going to consist of everyone judging themselves. Because I'm going to let you know now, once the closure is released, there's going to be a lot of people feeling really guilty. Once the disclosure is released, which it's already trickling out, people are going to start to realize they have blood on their hands and they have not even a clue that they do. It's time to check yourself, collective. It's time to realign yourself to spirit and reaffirm your vow, spirit. And instead of thinking that you're going to be judged at the pearly gates, judge yourself and repent. Stay humble. Stay focused and stay consistent. The more that you recognize and hold accountability for, the freer you will become. And this is with the divine. You and the divine. And just to clear all this up, I'm not on here trying to get sympathy. I'm on here for my life. Yes, you know what? I ask for support. I ask for donations. I ask for an equal energetic exchange. Why? Because I work hard to bring you this message. It takes extreme amount of energy of me to do this. Even to not even show my face on camera, it's still draining. So yeah, am I asking for help? Yeah, I am. Donations to my PayPal, donations to Hipsy, tips to Hipsy. Hell, order your own reading. Make an appointment. Make me work for it. Let me help you, help me, help you. It's a win-win. And I know we're all going through it right now. And this is why my prices are lower. But I'm going to have no other choice at some point to raise my prices. Because I'll tell you right now, I am not living beyond my means. I'm barely scraping by at this point. All the money I've had, I've spent it on food. I've spent it on more Oracle decks, so that way messages and more avenues of bringing in clarity. I've focused on getting a harmonica and a pan flute, so that way I can music, despite the fact that my guitar got destroyed. And I can't play my guitar. I literally just put brand new strings on it months before. And it's sitting there by itself, no one around it, nobody's touching it, and it falls over. And the neck on the guitar, so I can't play it anymore. Like, people don't want me playing music anymore, they don't want me singing anymore, they don't want me happy anymore, they don't want me enjoying anything. Hell, I'm allowed to have a YouTube channel at this point. I've had this channel since 2009. I started this channel to do my music on it. And I had a bunch of music. It was very, very raw footage, but very unmixed, very raw, very simple. And I know I'm not the best musician in the world, and I know I'm not the best singer in the world, but I try. I use it as an outlet for creativity. Am I looking to get big with music? Not really. I've been on stage. I've been a house musician. Okay, I was even roadie, putting staging and all that together. I even worked the Pan Am Games, opening and closing show. I put on I was part of the crew for Guns N' Roses, crew for Zac Brown Band, Johnny Reed and Ashley McIsaac, even the Long Island Medium. So I've had my day on stage. So by them throwing energy at my guitar and keeping me from playing music, I'm not really losing out on it. I've had my day on stage. And since the music industry has gone to shit, and it has, all thanks to Hollywood, I tried out for Canadian Idol, I tried out for Canada's Got Talent, I even tried out for the International Showcase. And I could have went on to the next round. Because I know I have potential. I'm not egotistical, but I know I have potential. At one point I was even singing 5 times a week. Back when I was drinking. I don't even drink anymore. I just want to live in peace. That's all. It's not too much to ask. And if there was such a shift in the world where I didn't have to come on here and talk about karmic bullshit that's going on, I could change my whole tune. I could change my whole purpose of being here too. I've even pleaded with the divine. Please, give us some good messages. Keep us out of the country. Give us something to look forward to. Show us how good it's going to get. And the karmics are so relentless that they want to ruin it too. Am I frustrated? Yeah, I'm frustrated. Are they getting to me? No. Because I know they're unhealed. I know they're an empty soul. And I know they're acting out of their pain. Am I taking it personal? No. But since my revenues dropped, now you're taking my mouth. And for the ones that want me to go out and get a job, I'd get a job. I'd go out right now and find a job. But I know but even before my probation period is up, I'll be let go. Why? Because I got stupid asshole karmics lurking in the background, sabotage every step that I take. And I've had no other choice but to pace myself and focus on quality and focus on almost perfection of doing the jobs that I've done and strive for perfection because of that. Because of the fact every single job I've had was sabotaged. Whether physically or verbally or energetically. To keep me struggling, to keep me from finding my own stability. To keep me looking unstable so that way they can make me fit a narrative that they want me to fit. I was supposed to be a millionaire. And the people that took my money decided to use it against me. Call out a bunch of hits on my life, call out about a bunch of stalkers, throw rocks, literally, and hide their hands. I was working for a company. We'll call it a construction company. And there was a particular construction company that I was at odds with because they would leave a mess behind every single time they would go. They would leave an absolute mess that I would have to clean up. And it's almost as if they did it on purpose. And I began to think of it as a hazing. And I was wondering when it was going to stop. When was it going to be that I was going to gain the respect that I need in order to be a valued employee? Find out that there isn't anybody that will do the job that I do. To the point where they would bring in other companies and I would still do a better job than they would. I would still have to go in after them and clean up after them. I was not only a health and safety inspector to keep the grounds safe, but I was also a cleaner. And I was also a laborer. Getting paid peanuts for what I was doing. Meanwhile, I was doing the job of 3 different people by myself. And because I was outshining this other company, it made me look bad. And because I was outshining the company that I was working for, it made my supervisors look bad. I always went above and beyond. Anywhere I went, I'd make the place look better than what it was when I got there. I always did my best to do a good job, so that way I didn't have to go back to fix it. That's what my grandma always taught me. If you're going to do something, you do it right the first time, so that way you're not having to fix yourself or fix what you've done. That way you don't have to look back. You can just keep moving forward. And I got to learn that people that did a half-assed job were just trying to milk the system. In this construction company that I worked for, there was a lot of milkers that worked there. They'd do a little work, and then they'd take a break. And then they'd do a little work, and then take a break. Then they'd do a little work, and I would do circles around them. Have a good night, Asher. I've done anything and everything that I can to keep an open mind to different possible prospects and different ideas. I've worked in kitchens, I've worked as a roadie, I've worked in construction. I have building certificates, proficiency of building construction, as well as furniture. Landscaper. a cleaner, a cook. It seemed like no matter where I went, I was always constantly being taken advantage of. It started to give me a complex. And I eventually ended up with PTSD, CPSD, whatever the fuck it's called. All these years, here I'm thinking I'm depressed, and it's basically somebody sabotaging me, throwing rock in their hands. I mean, if somebody's going to let me go and lay me off the day before my birthday, if somebody's going to tell me that I'm not welcome back to work because I want to make a safe environment to work in, even when I worked traffic control, I was requested back to one of the busiest intersections in southern Ontario. Falls View Boulevard, Niagara Falls. Dispatched 7 to 8 people out to go do my job. And I would go and do that job by myself. And that's why they did me. Because I had the ability to keep traffic moving. And all I needed is the person to relieve me. So when I do a job, I do it right. Because I don't have time to waste. And again, for the motherfuckers that think that I'm sitting here with ego, I've worked hard on this confidence and self-worth. And if you're triggered by that, that's not my problem. Welcome in, kitty. That's pretty crazy news, kitty. I'm glad you made it out okay. Thank you, Sheila. Like, this is one thing. Like, 1,000 subscribers on my YouTube. And I've got 14 people sitting in my chat right now. I'm lucky to get 30 likes on a post. And I vow to you, okay? I swear on my soul that I'm not infiltrating these numbers, not instigating or manipulating the numbers. So it's either somebody else is doing it in behind my back, trying to screw my revenue, which it's working. Or I've got a whole bunch of people that subscribe to me and fell off the face of the planet. Like, I'm sorry, like, all 11,000 of you can't all be healing. Because I would at least see you come back every once in a while. So somebody's trying to, and it's evident. The evidence is here. The evidence is here. The evidence is all around me. The constant fucking struggle. The last years. And I've had no other choice but to get very, very clever and very resilient and very, what's the word? Strategic. Almost a decade in isolation. It just seems to get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And for the ones that thinking that I'm calling it on myself, I'm not. Because I know all about positive thinking and positive intention and everything else. And, yeah. I know all about embodying positive energy, but they're literally making it impossible. And this is the whole point of my channel, Sheila. To bring people together in common energetic elevation. Welcome in, Virginia. Welcome in, Money. Manoji, welcome in. I hope I pronounced your name right. I try. Renee, welcome in. Sheila, Angel. As of the 16th, it would have been 8 years that I had my car. But even my car got sabotaged. And I worked damn hard for that car. I did a lot of roadie shows. I worked a lot of factories. A lot of blood sweat went into that car. And they thought by sabotaging the car that that would do me in. Because it was literally my home. For like 4.5 months. It was my home. It was my work truck. It was my motorhome. It was my people mover. It was my grocery getter. It was my adventure seeker. And they thought by sabotaging that ruined my independence. And now they even know where I am now. I didn't even change my address. I haven't changed my address up until today. And they already knew where I was. A friend of mine came and picked me up and we went out and they let me drive the car. They seen me driving the car and thought it was my new car. So they sabotaged the car. And, we ended up having to get a new tire in the car. They put an Allen key into the tire. The last building that I was staying at, the front window on the door was smashed. Just so happens, I just happened to move into where I am now. And mind you, over 100 kilometers away. And no sooner I'm here a month and a half. And the window and the door just seems to be smashed yet again, as if somebody's trying to get in to the building. Is it related? I don't know. From the past building to this building where I am, I don't know if it's related. It just seems a little bit coincidental. But I don't believe in coincidence. But the fact that they keep having roadblocks, of course they're going to smash shit. Of course make a scene. Of course they're going to do certain things to send a message. They're thinking they're scaring me. And they're not. I'm choosing to be in this solitude. Divine says so. So I'm being obedient. But they think that they're going to do all this shit to me and think that I'm not going to put two and two together. They want to infiltrate my job. They want to infiltrate my relationships, my friendships, to make sure that I have absolutely no one to help me. Hey, Gray. Welcome in, Trudy. Every time I go to talk to a lawyer, they tell me to go make a report with the police. Every time I go to the police, they tell me to go talk to a lawyer. Who the fuck am I actually supposed to talk to get any sort of justice? This is why I'm relying on the divine. This is why I'm returning to sender absolutely everything that is being sent to me. And this is why the karmics are going through absolute shit right now. Because of the shit that they're doing. Trying to put me under. Trying to keep me struggling. To try to keep me running for the rest of my life. To keep me in fight or flight so that way I can't step into my true calling. Angel, are you retracting your messages? Or is that YouTube? Okay. If these jealous karmic mucus sacks that they are had something to say, what would it be? For the 15 people watching right now, if I would do a $5 holla special, where you get $1 a card, put a rainbow in the chat if you're interested. I very well could do a $5 holla just here on YouTube, but I very well could be initiating a 50% off as well with my readings, and I could very well host a hippie event. Because I need to make some money. Kitty, you're already a member. I'm just where I should go from here. Because clearly this life is turning out to be all for nothing anyway. That's what it seems to be coming out to. Because of the karmics. Not because of my tribe. My tribe keeps me coming back. So don't think for 1 second that I don't appreciate you. Because I do. I hold you very close to my heart. But I only hold you so close to my heart I can. Because if I hold you closer, I may be putting your life in jeopardy. And that's pretty sad. Thank you, Elijah. Very much appreciated. $224 dislikes on my channel so far in the last 365 days. 224 in the last 365 days. And here I'm wondering why my channel is mended. Meanwhile, in that 365 days, I've gained 1,541 subscribers. $300,000 views. It goes from 5 down to 4, down to a whole bunch of 3s to 2s, and down to 1. If this was to be brought to, it is against the law to sabotage someone's livelihood. It is against the law to sabotage someone's right to have food, money in their pocket. Specifically, if they are in their own means moving forward to receive that for themselves, if they are working towards that for themselves. It is against the law to sabotage someone's livelihood and someone's job. And this is why rocks and hide their hands, because they don't want to take accountability for trying to destroy somebody's life. And if they think that the divine hasn't seen it, if they think that the divine hasn't figured it out, whoever you are, if you haven't received karma yet, I would be worried. And I would be petrified. Because I've walked away from companies that do not exist anymore. And I tend to be walking into companies right at the last chance. Some of these companies aren't even working. They're not even together anymore. They're not even, it's a figment of a memory. And it's because of the intention that they had towards me. And that wasn't me throwing black magic. It wasn't me throwing evil eye. It wasn't me throwing anything. Because I don't do that shit. The worst I've done is call out the shit on my channel. That's the worst I've done. And I think ultimately I have a right to do that, because considering the last 40 years of sabotage. And I skipped grade 8. Okay? I went from grade 7 to grade 9. And I was the only one out of my own family, my immediate family, to actually graduate high school. And then after that, she went and got her GED, which I'm very proud of her. So to come to think that I don't have some sort of potential is asinine. To come to think to a possibility that I just don't have what it takes to work at particular companies because I have the wrong attitude, no. I just have the wrong attitude. The companies had the wrong attitude, because most of them, they're not around anymore. They grave. I didn't have to do a damn thing, but show up and show them how it's done. The only reason why I'm not in the trades right now is because it's dirty work. Very dirty work. And my lungs can't handle it. Oh, why don't you stop smoking, Aiden? You know, get off my back. It's literally the only thing keeping me out of jail right now. Because I'm not drinking. I smoke a little weed every once in a while. But I've even backed on that. But I don't do anything else. I don't do hard drugs. Never did, never will. To the end of my life. And I know they're trying to get me down bad so that way I go to drugs or I go to do something else and I just end it. So if I end up dead of a drug overdose, please know that it's a setup, because that is not me. It's not in my character. Anything, if I was to ever do anything like that, any drugs whatsoever, it would be weed. And I'm not going to be overdosing on weed. Because I can barely finish a joint. I smoke a half a joint and I put it out. I can smoke maybe 1 or 2 joints a day and be happy. So, pothead. I'm about maybe a 5% stoner. Maybe 95% hippie. Peace, love, tranquility, all that jazz. So for the ones that think because of my L that I have a drug problem, yeah, maybe I smoke cigarettes. Maybe I smoke a little weed. Maybe I drink a whole bunch of coffee. Those are my vices. Considering what other people are dealing with out there, I think that's pretty harmless as far as I'm concerned, compared to some people. I had so many people discard me and make me feel worthless. I've had no choice but to rise. I've had no other choice but to look in a different direction. I've had no choice but to keep going. Like, what the actual hell is going on with the teen arrested in fatal shooting of 8-year-old boy? City TV News, CTV News. And this is why I feel like everything that I've said is falling on deaf ears. I've done anything and everything in my power to lash out. I've chose to use my words. I chose to speak my mind, and I've chose to stick up for myself. I've chose to be transparent and honest with my tribe because I feel that it's of value. Because I feel if I'm not honest and if I'm not transparent, then there goes the integrity right out the fucking door. So this is why I show up transparent. This is why I don't come here giving you a load of bullshit. And if I do come in giving you a load of bullshit, I'm speaking on it. I'm telling you that it's a load of bullshit. Welcome in, James. Thank you. Hey, Jack. Oh, Jack, I've already seen it. I already know what's going to happen. I already know what's going to happen. But I'll tell you, all the visions and all the dreams and all the nightmares I used to have as a kid, they're all coming to pass 30 and 40 years later. I was having visions at 3 years old. I was having visions at 4, 5 years old, 6 years old, up until like 11. Between 9 years old is when the visions kind of slowed down. And it's mainly, that's when I started smoking, at 9 years old. 9 years old, I started smoking. Some morning, the fact that I would light my mother's cigarette was the only way that she would wake up to take me to school. And my school was over 2 kilometers, if not 3 kilometers away from where I was. So it would take me at least an hour and a half to walk to school every day. Spirit, is there any message here from the witch and the sacred soul timing? Is there any message here? And I'm not going to be like an old boomer saying, oh, and I walked uphill both ways to school. And I'm not going to turn around and pull it, okay? No worries there. I'm really getting between January and Taurus. It's going to be very important for us as a collective to focus on our energy and our intention, because it alone in itself will hold great power. Okay, some of us might want to be ditching old habits, but it might not be the time to do so in January. You might be pulled to old habits in January. But I have a feeling that you may be ditching them after January. Because I have a feeling for until January we're going to be having a hard time. Karmics are screaming because all of their shit is falling apart. So they're hanging on for dear lives at this point. And by Taurus time, it's about commitment, but more or less to yourself and your higher power. You're needing patience. You need to focus on endurance and focus on your purpose. Because someone does not want you evolving. They don't want you getting what you want, because what you want changes as you get more experience. It represents growth cycles and leveling up, and they do not want you to level up. They don't want you having any type of growth. They don't want you closing out any cycles. They don't want you having any type of changes. They don't want you learning anything. They want you barely existing. Just alive enough to siphon off of you. But what they don't realize is you're divinely protected. Everything is being clocked at this point. So every single thing they throw at you, all they're doing is digging themselves a deeper hole. Spirit is going to be creating a safe space for you. Very well could have already been created. And I'm really picking up that the divine and your protectors are closing the door on the karmics. They're losing your energy. They're being depleted. So I have a feeling this is why I was feeling so emotional today. Because now that they are cut off, they don't have access to my energy, so they're snapping out and they're losing their shit. Only was I feeling emotions. The emotions was rage that I felt. There was sadness, anger as well. And a side of guilt. So somebody's feeling very guilty for what they did. They thought they were going to get the upper hand by involving a whole bunch of people. And now these people that were with this, they're experiencing it as well. So I'd advise you, collective, if you have ill intention towards me, I would check you. And I'm saying this to protect you. Okay? And if any animosity, if there's any anger or any frustration that you have with me, you're more than welcome to bring it up with me to resolve it. I'm willing to let the water go under the bridge. And it's mainly to the ones that are kind of on the fence as to whether or not they want to be genuine to me or not. The ones that are genuine, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the ones that actually want to repent. The ones that are actually genuinely sorry and apologetic for what they've done or what they've got themselves involved in. If you have the balls to show up and repent and apologize and take accountability for your side of things and bring clarity to the situation, and poof, you'll be exonerated, depending on what you bring me. I have no problem with getting you immunity. for bringing me evidence. I'm not as intimidating as you realize. I'm very understanding, very open-minded, very compassionate. When you show up in the right, when you show up in integrity, honesty, and transparency. Because that's how I show up. That's how I want to show up. I want to show up as a support you, collective. This is another reason why I'm here. I figured there would be a Six of Pentacles here. There would be an equal give and take. A reciprocal energy. And the thing I find really strange is it hops from people to people. Like, even moving to where I am, it's even tried to infiltrate who I live with. Thankfully, they are protected and they're very spiritually sound and very, very powerful spiritually. So we work well together. So it's not only one person with protection, it's two people with divine protection. And we've already overturned quite a bit of darkness since I've been living here. However, the last 3 to 4 places I've been, they were infiltrated and it was used against me. Why? Because they weren't necessarily healed individuals that I was staying with. Quite karmic. So I even have to use discernment as to who I live with. I have to use discernment as who I hang with, who I spend my time with. Because I've had people come in and provide support only to hate me. So this in turn has made me reluctant to even ask for help. This has made it to the point where, you know, like, I'm apparently just supposed to shrivel up and die in a ditch at this point. This would be their dream come true. That's actually a good question, Gray. Gray is asking, how do you know whether or not they're karmic or not? If you are dealing with a karmic person, 9 times out of 10, they have chaos everywhere they go. Okay? They are the chaos. If they're divine, if they are chosen, if they are on the divine side, the chaos follows them. For the people that can't catch a break, you're being gang stalked. No matter how much you try to step into a new direction and a new frequency, You're constantly bombarded. You're constantly have setbacks. You constantly have, it's almost like you have a really bad streak of bad luck. What it is not that at all. It's people projecting evil eye, darkness, and black magic on you. And I'm only calling it black magic mainly because it's dark. It's got ill intent. Okay, magic isn't black nor white. It's not loving or cruel. It's all of it at the same time. But it's the intention within the magic that makes it what it is. The only magic that you should ever perform on anyone else but yourself is healing and protection, and you still need consent for that. You can't just put that energy towards a person without them recognizing. Because they would have to assimilate, and they would have to recognize and focus on that same protection that you're looking to give or to bless with. I think Taurus time is going to be very strategically significant, where we're going to be going backwards. And I'm being told quite possibly back to the Stone Age. And it's due to our own actions. The society of the collective is being asked to rise. If there was ever a time for a revolution, it would be now. And I'll tell you right now, this is bigger than any president or prime minister or whatever the case. This is big. What we are dealing with on a collective scale goes way beyond any government. It starts with absolutely single one of us. It starts with our intention and how we show up in the world. For instance, teenagers should not be out there shooting 7 and 8-year-olds. Children should not be going hungry across the world right now. This is 2025. There should be no homeless. There should be no, and I'm not talking about just put them out of their misery. I'm not telling them to sign up for the MAID program. I'm not telling them to go lay down in a ditch somewhere. But if the populace and the collective had a little bit more compassion as a whole, there would be no homeless people on the street because everybody would be taken care of. And don't get me started about the veterans. I have a lot of respect for the veterans, specifically the ones that have been left for dead. All because they found out the truth and chose to speak up and got for it. And lost out all support after giving up their fucking life for their country. And quite frankly, I'm disgusted. I'm utterly disgusted with the status quo, and people wonder why I don't want kids. These stupid ass hoe bitches thinking that they're gonna try to baby trap me. All for their own selfish gain. People wonder why I might have jumped fence for a while. But it turned out like a shit show. Doesn't matter what side of the fence you jump in on, it's all dealing with intention. I'm not painting everybody with the same brush. It all shows up with intention. If you're not genuine, if you're not honest, you're not transparent, you're not upfront, into communicating, it's an automatic no-go. If you have a hard time communicating, it's a no-go. Look at me like a fucking snack, it's a no-go. Because I'm more than what they portray me out to be. There's a point where people have actually tried to send people my way just to rip me apart again. To love bomb me, to get me to drop my boundaries, to get me to trust them again, only to rip me apart. And people wonder why I'm celibate. People wonder why I want to stay single. Because I'm now finally, after all these years, I'm going to pour into myself. I'm going to love myself for a change. Focusing on my tribe. And sharing compassion with my tribe. I've done anything and everything in my power to try to succeed and try to survive and try to rise above all this bullshit. And I'm still here. All thanks to the divine. But I can't help think what the world would think if I died in my car. If I was to go back there and just lay there and just pass out and die. I often think what my family would think. And I know my answer now. They wanted me dead to begin with. And you know what brought me back to my self-worth? The divine. So if you think you're worthless after the struggle, you just can't cut it anymore, know that the divine still loves you. And you will be taken care of, you will be provided for, you will be protected. It takes dedication. And it takes loyalty, transparency, accountability, authenticity. The divine showed me myself. It wasn't my family. And at this point, they've been nothing but manipulative. They're nothing but a bunch of conners. And they think that they're going to get away with what they're doing. And they're in for an extreme rude awakening. Because at this point, I have nothing left to lose. So if they want me, they're going to have to come and get me themselves. If they want me dead and in the ditch, they can come and do it and get their fucking hands dirty. And because I'm divinely protected, I'm fucking scared. Because I know I'm divinely protected. Divinely guided, guarded, and protected. And they should be shook. Because unless they come at me with an apology and some sort of dignity and authenticity and integrity, they're not going to even reach me. They'll be shut down before they even start. And some of them, the ones that are doing the death magic, trying to weaken me, try to end everything that I've got going on for me, be knowing your days are fucking numbered. And that's not a threat. That's not a threat for me. That's a threat from the divine vengeance that's going to be upon your fucking life. One of the joys, divinely guided, guarded, and protected, you still have to work towards your goals. But 9 times out of 10, when it has to deal with protecting you, you still have discernment. But ultimately, the divine told me I don't have to lift a finger. Everything is being taken care of for me. Because of what I've been through. Because of what I've endured. By divine light and intervention, ones that want to come at me, give it your best shot or die trying. Because at this point, I was never scared of you. And I won't ever be scared of you. I don't give a fuck what people call you. I've literally got nothing left to lose. I've lost absolutely everything. So you want to come from my YouTube channel? Come from my YouTube channel. It's just more evidence towards the case of what is actually going on. And there will be a day where there will be an investigation. Whether it be by physical court or spiritual court, it is in session. I work for the divine now. I'd mind your steps, karmics. And no, I don't have to sit here and bullshit you. Because if I'm still kicking even after all of this, you should be worried. You should be fucking terrified. They're trying to deplete where I look selfish and where I'm looking greedy and where I'm all for the money. But I guarantee you right now, it's not about the money. It's about the sustainability. And when I get to the point where I am sustained and I'm stable, I plan on helping my tribe. So whether it trickles back in knowledge and wisdom or in and blessings and abundance or prosperity, I'm looking to give back. But I need to focus on myself first. Why? Because I deserve it. I'd love to get a new set of teeth. That's going to cost me $20,000. I worked over a decade to try to have some sort of benefits in order to get my teeth fixed. In order to raise my self-confidence even more. To the point where maybe I might want to get inspired and creative and start playing music again and start writing again. I've got over 20 songs written. I haven't bothered putting them out because I didn't trust the music industry. But now it's going into the position where it's for the creative artists now. Because of the digital aspect of it and sound, moving to electronics, it's creating a new market. It's creating a new network. So there very well could be potential still. Everything's a process. And it's not going to happen overnight. I know that. And at this point, the way that it's going, I don't have very high expectations of anything anymore. I'm just going with the flow at this point. Focusing on the moment, the now. All the while tried to, where all the while the karmics are trying to drag me back into the past again. To keep me uninspired. To keep me out of gratitude. To keep me suffering. To keep me struggling. Yeah, they want me to lose my faith and perseverance. All the while, it's because I'm generous. But because I'm generous with my energy and my wisdom and my insight, they think I'm not. They think I'm a pushover. They think that they can just do whatever the fuck they want, get away with it. But to the contrary of not having any inspiration and having a hard time finding gratitude, I'm no longer hiding. I wasn't here projecting at any point. I don't have to project. I'm fine in my authenticity of who I am. And I'm not sitting here talking about all this shit to get pity either. I'm sitting here talking about this to set the story straight. struggled and I've suffered long enough. And this is where I put my fucking foot down. This is me being vulnerable. This is me being transparent. This is me being genuine, authentic. I would sooner wear makeup than put on a mask. Let's just say that much. And because I'm reaching a new achievement in my life that I should be celebrating right now, I should be able to have rights to celebrate my accomplishments that I've had in my life. But these karmics are making it literally just about impossible because they're constantly, relentlessly after my downfall. There is going to be an investigation into this fall. Somebody's coming along and saying that I'm too stubborn. And I'm not flexible. These motherfuckers clearly haven't seen me play dodgeball. I'm literally a champion at my elementary school. To the point where they had to get 3 different classes, take them out of class in order to end the session, in order to win the game. Pull in extra classrooms of kids, take me out. 3 classrooms. Anywhere from 15 to 20 kids per classroom. So I had maybe 60 kids in the gymnasium trying to put me out for dodgeball. And still had a challenge. We still went over like 10-15 minutes beyond time into the next class. So if you think I can't go up one side of you and down the other, you got another fucking thing coming. I'll roundhouse your fucking head right off, and you won't even see it coming. The bigger you are, the harder you fall. And I'm not sitting here bragging. I don't brag. Yeah, my family does not want me celebrating. Clearly. They don't want to take responsibility for what they did. To take me out of my inspiration. To pull me out of the attitude of gratitude. to pull me out of the ability to have faith and perseverance. They don't want to take responsibility for that. They are, and they will. If not by 3D, they will be dealt with by the divine. They will be dealt with by my ancestors. Because the ancestors are livid. Because I live for them. I live in honor of them. To the point where I know I have ancestors on the ops side that roll with me. My ex's away mother saved my life. And that's when I found out I was a medium. Somebody's clearly underestimating me, that's for sure. They want me to have difficulty making decisions and have lack of direction, so that way I don't achieve anything but my downfall. However, they underestimate me and my unseen potential. These motherfuckers are now hesitating, but they want me to hesitate. And somebody in the karmic energy is trying to keep an investigation from moving forward. And fascinating. The investigation. It's looking like I'm gonna be getting some news soon, though. There will be clarity coming in. Biding time and planning ahead. The thing is, telling me that we already have the upper hand, collective. For all the shit that we've gone through, we already have the upper hand. We may have lost some battles, but we are winning the war. And it requires us to stick together to win that war. So if at all any time that I ever needed your support, it would be now. Collective, thank you for being patient while I communicate what I'm communicating. Appreciate you. We're going to get a dragon message. Dragons of the north, south, east, and west of the upper and lower ether. Please be here to bring about a message and clarity to my collective. To guide, guard, and protect us, and allow us to be ahead of the game. Allow us to be divinely guided, guarded, and protected by your clarity and your wisdom. Beautiful, beautiful magic. What is the best blessed message for my collective tonight? Nine of Cups. There's definitely some settlement coming in, collective. Eight of Swords. It's looking like somebody's either trapped in their head or somebody is going to jail. And this new beginning they tried to take away from you, you're going to have it. You're going to have a new beginning. There's a Queen of Swords in the mix here. She's kind of on the fence. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. I think this Queen is rather speechless at this point. She don't know whether or not to tell the truth or tell a lie, and she's overthinking it. It could be a feminine energy. It could be a masculine and a feminine. I don't know. But either way, this is an energy of the past. This is someone from your past. Somebody that is losing strength. Somebody is disempowered. This is somebody that's depleted as well. And they're losing their whole foundation of what they've tried to steal from you. Tried to accumulate from you. Either physically, monetarily, or energetically. And I'm really kind of picking up that this person is going to be put to rest very soon. Queen of Cups. It could be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. This person could very well be the one that's lying. It could be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or it could be a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. It could be both. But somebody's going to jail and somebody's going to pass away, is the feeling I'm picking up on. There's a tower here at the bottom of the deck. And you know, I wish I could have some sort of compassion for these people. But I don't. Not anymore. There's a Gemini that's self-sabotaged. They be talking shit, that's for sure. It's selfish energy. Whoever this person is, they worked hard. They worked extremely hard to sabotage and steal and pillage. And somehow they feel that they're getting the upper hand and they're thinking that they're going to get what they want out of it all. Spirit's telling me that they're thinking it's too late. It's too late. It's all done. Little did they know, the divine is about to spin the block. Stay inspired, collective. Because as bad as it looks right now, shit's about to get good. This Dark Empress, okay, this very, very sabotagey energy, they're fighting now. With the King of Swords in the King of Coins in reverse. It's almost as if they're losing everything for coming for you. That's the energy I'm picking up on. It could very well be a man and a feminine. There could be multiple different people here. And everything that they did to bring you down and bring you to your demise will become your rise, collective. And just when you think that you're not going to be celebrating, there's a celebration coming. And the angel's walking with you. Things are about to balance out very, very nicely for you. And you will be getting the upper hand after all of this. So, what I'm picking up on here for me, though, they basically want me begging, and they want me bitter, and they want me snapping out. But the divine, again, has better plans. All of this shit, all of this collusion, all of this sabotage, all of this abuse, constant rhetoric of bullshit is all coming to an end. Justice will prevail, collective. Balance is on its way. It's going to take a little bit to get there. It's all divine timing, remember? Welcome in, AOP. SP, welcome in. Empress. Arjun, what are you doing here then? Why do you even bother commenting, and why are you here? How about you fuck off? Because I'm not going to go over to your channel and bark up your tree. I quite frankly don't fucks what you do with your channel. But for you to come in and throw those stupid comments, why do you bother? Why are you even here? That's my question. Why don't you save your breath for something important? Maybe show up with a little bit of integrity, instead of acting like a fucking asshat. Let's see what the dice have to say. Alright, guys. Give me some numerology messages for my collective. Alright, so somebody wants to give you the round. They definitely want to make sure that there's major changes happening in your life. They want to make it look like they want to collaborate, but they're going to be standoffish. They're going to be wishy-washy. One minute they want to collaborate, the next minute they want to leave you out in the cold and make you feel worthless. Going to get you to change the whole perception as to how you show up for people. Okay? It's kind of giving me a feeling of distraction too. So they want you distracted. They don't want you collaborating. They want that collaboration to be brought to an end and be a stalemate. They want your only option for you to be out of reach. However, they're going to make it look like there's stability elsewhere. There's other possibilities, other directions to go in. But it's literally falling on... It's falling on, I don't know if incompetence is the word that I'm looking for, but definitely falling on deaf ears. There's definitely something here about an illusion. Because we've got the 2 here, we've got the 2 here. Okay? A 4 here, so it's like collaboration that goes to some sort of stability, some sort of foundation, but from the foundation it's got nothing. Okay? So it's, and then there's more foundation over here to the side, but it's a facade, it's an illusion. Okay? And then there's another way of going in a new direction, in a different direction, and it's basically a dead-end road. Okay, it's a dead-end street where there is no stability, there is no foundation. Then out here with the 2, so this is about partnership, it's about new beginnings, it's about moving in a new direction. Okay, but the new direction goes absolutely nowhere. So this is another illusion. So they're copying out all these illusions for you to look at to try to pick the... But none of them are right. None of them are right that are out here. Because there's one here, and there's a one here. So there's a one here. Yeah, okay, so you're being left out in the cold. Okay? And then there's a one here, and there's a collaboration with 3 people, but that's also leaving you. Okay? Plus, you've got a new direction way the fuck out here, and you can't even get there. There's no way of even obtaining that, because it falls apart. Right? There's no solid foundation here with the 2. It's a new direction, but there's nothing to stand on. There's no foundation to this. That particular direction. And then we have this one here to go in a new direction. This is an illusion. Like this 1 to the 2 to the 4, it seems to be the best bet. Because it represents this, the 1 represents, 2 represents a partnership, and the 4 represents a new foundation. Okay? But this new foundation, there's going to be a bit of a roadblock where you have a possible other option, but it's only a new direction. It's not going to bring you to anything solid. And then you've got this new foundation over here, which is illusion. That's besides this whole idea of the 2 and the 4. But in order to get to this foundation, it's going to take a lot of work to get there. To get to this 2 and the 4. To find the foundation and the partnership. There's a lot of work still needing to be done. It's like traveling. I think there's some sort of possibility of travel. But it's like going backwards. And you're not going backwards, collective. It's not the way you need to go. But what I am picking up on is that just because this illusion is out here on the table right now, I believe there's going to be new options coming in. It's just, this is what's coming up. This is what you've already dealt with, or this is what's coming in. So whatever's coming in right now, I would just stick to yourself, because it's anything that's coming in isn't really in alignment with you, other than where you are right now. Any new possibilities, any old possibilities, whatever the case may be, it's not in alignment with you. And I can see how this resonates with me as well. There's a bunch of these options that show up with nothing. So is there any new directions that are going to be coming in within the future? Let's say before the end of December. This is about you finding a foundation on your own with the 1 and the 4. Wow. 12. 17. 29 people in one group coming up against me. People in one group trying to take me out. 29 people. This is also showing here a partnership with the number 2, and they brought in some sort of a foundation only to leave me out in the cold. To where I had to go find my own foundation. Spirit, tell me when it's going to get good. Give me some knowledge and clarity as to when it's good. So there is a new beginning here, but it's a solitude new beginning. There's also a kickback. So whatever was taken, whatever was stolen, whatever was, whatever was brought against you, collective, that's coming to an end. There is a divine equal reciprocation coming in with this. You are going to be able to move forward. And there's more where they come from. So it's a lot about staying solid in solitude. It's a lot about moving forward towards your justice, towards your abundance. Okay? And the situation here is that there very well could be a new beginning for you coming in. With the four here and the 2 and the 3. So there very well could be a new beginning with you having your own foundation, which there will be collaboration throughout this, but there will be a new partnership later on once you get settled. Okay, but there's somebody standing nearby looking to ruin this for you. They don't want you to have a collaboration, they don't want you to have a foundation, and they don't want you to have any type of partnership. They're trying to separate all of this from the equation so you cannot move forward. Okay, very well could be coming in and wanting to so-called reconcile, but it's basically a facade. It's an illusion because they want to leave you out in the cold. They want you to be in destitute. They want you in a constant struggle. Art of pain. How am I doing? That remains to be seen, but I'm still a warrior. So use your discernment, collective, because there's a lot of illusions coming in. Things that might look good on the surface, but underneath it all, it's pointless, a waste of your time. Because these ops are trying to send new people in to try to catch you up. I'm also picking up on there's a new person that's going to be coming in that's going to be wearing a mask, and they're going to come in thinking that they're going to pull the wool over your eyes, and they are associated with an ex that you know of, and they bring you to the point where your guard is down and you trust them. And then they're going to bring about a situation where your ex comes back in the picture. This is not going to work out well for... Let's just say that much. The Divine's going to get you to peep that first before anything really substantial happens. But trying it, they're trying to entice you and tempt you by new connection, a new handler is what they're doing. They're trying to bring somebody in to pour into you in order to get you to drop your guard, in order to create a vulnerability for you. And I get this feeling that they're going to come in and they're going to try to so-called support you to the point where they could ask you to move in with them. This could be a reconciliation. This could be a possible apology Collective, do not forget what they did. Not only to you, but the people around them. Do not forget the reason why you walked away first time. Do not forget the reason why you walked away entirely. And why you no longer have respect or mercy for this particular individual. At this point, due to what they've done, they should be rendered, what's the word? Insignificant. Because that's how they want to show up. There was a couple different options to provide for you, and they didn't bother. All they did to bring you to your demise. This is just what I thought. So, you have a possible new partnership coming in, okay? And you have an option to be in your own energy in a solitude aspect, or a like you show up with your own energy. You are accountable and you are responsible for yourself. And it's almost kind of giving me a feeling like, because you're wanting to show up in your own energy and move in a new direction, they're trying to an end. They want to cause conflict with this idea. And again, there's going to be some sort of ship coming in, okay, that is actually connected to a third party. This could also be two couples coming in, okay? And this one particular couple, they're going to come in to make it look like they're going to support you, okay? And, or they very well could be coming in to ask for support, but you were to help them. Because again, they're trying to bring you to your demise, what you have. This isn't necessarily where you are right now. These are the new connections coming in to try to sabotage you. Okay? These degenerates thinking that this stupid fucking facade and this game is not over yet. Apparently they're not finished. Little do they know, they're being watched. Not only by particulars, but by the divine as well. The ancestors are watching. The divine is watching. The reaper's watching. Papa watching. So this is why you need to stay to yourself, collective. Because they're trying to hook you up with a new handler. They can't seem to infiltrate or influence the person that you're with, so they're trying to bring somebody in to where you are left either stranded, or they get your guard down low enough to where you trust this person Okay, they're going to come in and try to tempt you. And this whole idea is to distract where you are, where you feel safe, in order to distract you into a new timeline where they can manipulate you again, all over again. So be very vigilant. I have a feeling I may from doing collectives. However, I do want to keep readings open so that way I can focus on my collective for personal readings. Now, this doesn't mean that I'm going to do member side. I think I will do member side. I do want to keep readings open. It's either I just do strictly collectives and I don't do readings anymore. Personal readings. It's either one or the other. It's either just personal readings and I cut out collective readings, or I cut out personal readings and I just do strictly collective readings. Because I find that if I do both, I seem to be stretched way out too thin. And I feel slightly depleted. Let's see what the Dragon Oracle. You know, it's pretty fucking sad. I can't even focus, and I can't even reach out to my family. What family? My tribe? I'm already reaching out to you guys. But I'm really... I was totally willing to dial. I was totally willing to compromise. I was totally willing to, you know, live up to something beautiful and provide for my family, to help out my family. But the way that it's turned out to be, that's so many of many, many, many people, it seems to be that maybe there's 2, maybe there's 3 people in my actual biologically, maybe 2 or 3 people that I would even consider family, that I could actually even wrap my head around, possibly. But oddly enough, we live our own lives. We don't really entertain each other. We don't, and you know, we don't really communicate. We're living our own lives. Dragons, what's going on? Is there any message from the Oracle? Illuminate your potential with higher light. Access untapped riches. Look into your soul and see higher possibilities. Balance collective. Spirit, can we do better than this? How are we supposed to access untapped resources? So Silver Dragon, you're going to illuminate the potential with higher light, opening up an avenue to access this resource. You want me to look deep into my soul to see the higher possibilities? I'll work on it. I welcome the Silver Dragon in to protect me, guide, guard, and protect me in this journey. Is there any other message from the Dragon Oracle? Aquamarine Dragon from Neptune enables you to access your deepest soul wisdom. Spirituality and wisdom are available to you. Develop your psychic abilities and receive ineffable soul. So there's definitely knowledge here that's coming in. You need to open yourself up to the possibility of receiving this wisdom. Spirituality and wisdom is available. So if you haven't been developing your psychic gifts, it's about time you do. Because the downloads that are going to be, nobody's going to be able to screw with you. And I'm really picking up on the fact that these are divine upgrades. You might have already been going through upgrades. It's definitely something to keep in mind during this time. To continue healing. I just have this feeling the divine's about to show up in your life, collective, in a way that you didn't think possible. And this is going to be a good thing. I also get a feeling that there's somebody from the past that's watching you. Spirit's also saying that they're here for it. You may seem like entertainment to them. However, they're here for it. I don't know who this is, collective, but they're proud of you for how you've overcome and rose above your challenges. And I'm also picking up at the fact that they are actually inspired. The message could be just strictly for me. It could be for you too, if you are in divine development. I get this good feeling that help is on the way. However, there is clarity coming out. Truth is coming to the table. And probably going to piss you off. But it will ultimately set you free. It's almost as if the information you've been waiting on is going to be coming in. And when it comes in, you're going to finally be able to make a final decision. And telling me that chances of you giving any type of mercy, or the chances of the divine allowing any type of mercy, is going to be depending on how you would like to word with this healing. But I'm feeling the divine ain't going to give no mercy to these people. Specifically the group of people that come at you behind your back, trying to throw rocks and hiding their hands, thinking we're stronger in a group. Meanwhile, they're all karmics, trying to work magic and being karmic and not in divine energy. It's going to backfire tremendously. Some of these people are going to be shook. I'm going to just say that much. All right, collective? Some of these people are going to be shook. So this is why you need to stay to yourself. Unless there's a good connection coming in and it feels right, chances are focus on yourself. Because the divine is going to bring somebody in for you that's in alignment with you. You're going to know. You're going to know before it happens. You're going to know as it's happening. And it's going to be evident to you that this person is someone that you're going to be able to. And this is beyond all of these other people. Okay? This person, this particular person is beyond these other people. This person in particular is beyond the illusion. This is someone who's in the same kind of frequency as you. You guys are in the same caliber, same energetic frequency. Just stay patient and keep your boundaries up. If these people that are going to come in, if they can't meet your boundaries with respect and, with honesty and respect and integrity, if they keep you where you are, they're not the one. Okay? If they cannot show up right, in the right energy, they are not the one. They are the illusion. And I'm picking up on 3 different illusions coming in before the real one. And I think one of them has already tried to come in. And it was unsuccessful. Are you thinking you're bothering me, Ration? Rational morality? Really? And you showing up like that? And you thinking you're bothering me? You're just proving how much of a pompous piece of shit you are, that's all. Hey, Rose. I think that's it for tonight, collective. It was more of a chat, a bit of a message, a bit of a channeled message. I'm going to make it Gonna take the rest of the night to myself. I may be back tomorrow for another message. I may not be. I may take the rest of the week off for collective readings, but please, if you would like a personal reading, please reach out. If you are a member, you can reach out to me on Facebook or Instagram. Instagram? What? Instagram? So yeah, if ever, you can reach out to me through Facebook or IG, or if you would like to order a personal reading, you can book a session with me through video chat or just regular chat. Preferably a day ahead. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is open at this point. I think Saturday might be open. So if you're looking for a personal reading, I'm more apt to give you a personal reading than continue to do these collectives. As much as you may find a lot of insight for these, I need to make some money. I need to pay some bills, I need to get some food, and I need to get myself stable. I need to get my teeth fixed. So book a reading. Such hostility. If you even had a fucking clue, rationale, what I've been through, if you even had a clue as to what I've been through, you'd be shutting your fucking trap. You're not rationale and you're okay? You best check yourself before you wreck yourself. Oops, too late. You've already wrecked yourself. On that note, tribe, I love you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for putting up with me and my rants. Thank you for hearing me out. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the donations earlier. If you have donated to me in the past and you would like a reading, you can reach out to me through any one of the possibilities that I have here in the description box. If you are a member, you're more than to reach out for a reading. Okay? If you are from level 1 through 4, you can order a reading pretty well anytime, and I will get back to you within 24 hours. If you would like to book a reading, you're more than welcome to do that through Hipsy, through a chat, through a video chat, or even an offline reading where I will send that through Hipsy. You want to donate to the channel, you can throw me a super chat, super sticker, super thanks, a tip over at Hipsy, send a donation to PayPal. It is all greatly appreciated. I do appreciate your support, and I thank you for joining me tonight for the message and the rant. I'm going to go with the moment. I'm going to see how I feel tomorrow, and we'll go from there. Yeah. Until then, if you can't be good at it, at least be good to yourself. So that way, you can be good to others. And I'll catch you in the next one. Stay strong, keep shining, and I'll catch you in the next video.